Hello everyone, this is Paul with Auto Nucleus. So we're taking a look at the 2017-2018 Audi A4. So again, from the 2017 to 2018 model year, there's not much of a change. So this one's pretty much exactly same as the 2018, except in 2018 they include heated seats in the premium level, which is what this car is. So this is the test drive video. Again, if you haven't seen the A4 review video, go ahead and take a look. I'll have a link to that up here. Again, if you're new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. That'd be a huge help. But other than that, we'll just go ahead and take a drive around. So it's push button start. We're just gonna take a drive around. So it has a backup camera. It's pretty useful. Pretty standard on most cars nowadays. So right now I'm in dynamic mode, which is just kind of your everyday get around town mode. If you're not used to my channel, or if you're new to my channel, just something for you to know. A lot of what I do, I just kind of give you information and just a lot of facts. I try not to put too many opinions into the mix. Just enough for you to understand how the car drives, get a feel for what it's like without actually driving it. So there's paddle shifters on this version. I believe all versions have the paddle shifter, but not all cars have paddle shifters. This helps you manually shift down or up depending on what you're trying to do. So if you want to go ahead and shift down, you push your left paddle. You can see your RPMs climb a little bit. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it helps you get into more of the power band of the vehicle. So some pothole here. Those kind of hurt a little bit, but the car seems to be handling quite fine. Suspension feels good. Again, Audi is known for their comfort-driven dynamics. But as we get into driving this car, I'll try and show you some of the sporty side dynamics that they have as well. So again, I showed you the shifters. To switch into sport mode, you just click down on drive and you're instantly in sport mode. So this improves throttle response. So in dynamic mode, I've noticed with having this car for about 3 days, pick the yellow. After having this car for a few days in dynamic mode, I noticed that there's like almost about, I don't know, probably 6 inches of sponginess, I guess is the best way to explain it, from pushing on the throttle to the car actually responding. So I don't know if they do that so the car's not giving and going as much and jerking you around as much, but I just noticed it's a lot slower to respond when it's in dynamic. I notice when I'm in sport mode, the throttle is almost instantly responding to my input. So I'll try and give this guy in front of me a little space. I'm gonna push it here a little bit. So traction control kicked on a little bit. Again, this is the front wheel drive version of this car, so traction's not gonna be as good as if it was the all-wheel drive Quattro version. But as you saw, it kind of got up and went pretty quickly. Definitely feels like a car that will help you get up to speed on on-ramps. And then when you want it to be, it can be a nice city cruiser as well, as I switch to dynamic mode. about this car is it doesn't have to work too hard to keep at highway speeds. I'm at 60 and my RPMs are below 1500 right now. So it's not working all that hard. So I'm going to switch to sport mode again. Quiet car as well in the interior. I'm driving right next to a semi truck right now. Don't hear too much wind noise on the highway. I do want to comment about the handling on this car. So it's a bigger sedan. It's not a compact by any means, but handling around the corners is, I found myself feeling like I needed to pull back a little bit. So I'm used to kind of just whipping it around the corners in an all-wheel drive compact car. Drive a Subaru Impreza, so that's kind of my standard right now. But being in this car, it's a little bit bigger. I can't quite whip it around the corner as much as I used to. One, because it's not all-wheel drive, and two, because it's a larger vehicle. Turning radius isn't all there. So I need to slow it around in the corners. But, I mean, you're buying this car not to whip it around the corners. You're buying this car probably primarily for a comfort car that is capable of getting you up to speeds on highway and passing. And just enjoy the luxury of the vehicle as well. I mean, Audi's pretty well known for luxury details of the vehicle, so it's definitely something that speaks volumes to what they're going for. So something at night that you can't see now, there's like little ambient LED lights in here that will light up white. That's a nice little touch for the driving experience. It's not necessary by any means, but just kind of speaks to what Audi's focusing on, a little flair of luxury. So I'm trying to demonstrate the auto start stop once I get to this light, this red traffic light. So the way it works is it's pressure sensitive based off of your brakes. So once you come to a complete stop, oh, light just turned green, so we'll see if it works. I didn't reach the threshold for a complete stop, so it's not going to turn off. Let's see about the next light. So come to a complete stop. Oh, did I turn it off actually? I did not. There you go. So it just turned off. So it's pressure sensitive, so I can turn it back on based off of lifting off the brake a little bit. Not sure if you can see it. You might be able to hear it. But I'm going to come to a complete stop. I'm going to push on the brake. Yep, so it just went off again. But again, like I said, you can turn it off just by pushing this button. And then it'll turn back on right away. So it's a nice vehicle. I enjoy driving it. Like I said, this version doesn't have the heated front seats. Actually doesn't have ventilated seats as an option at all across the entire platform. So that's something I was surprised to see for a luxury car brand. It's something you see in like the Kias. I believe Mazda's going to release it in their new 6. So something just to be aware of. So if you want, you can pull up change your display on your dash and change it to see your energy consumption. And you can see your fuel consumption. So that's how green you're being with your throttle response. Car enthusiasts probably don't care about that feature, but maybe you're energy friendly and you want to be more aware of how your driving affects the environment, or how your driving affects even your fuel economy. That's a nice little coach to have up on the screen. But typically for me, I just leave the digital speedometer up. It's probably the most useful for me majority of the time, because the analog one is a little challenging sometimes to read if you're just looking down really quick. Something I noticed about the exhaust and the sound of it, it's not too loud. It's actually really quiet. You won't find a louder one until you probably move into the S4 or the RS4. Obviously is going to be your loudest, more grunty sounding exhaust. It's probably the A4 is geared more towards the consumer friendly, everyday driver kind of consumer. So I got some wheel slippage as I'm pushing it a little bit. If you're looking to get this car, I would definitely opt for the Quattro version. I'm just a big fan of the all-wheel drive. Here in Ohio, we get a lot of snow, so it's definitely useful to have the extra grip on some wet days and some snowy days. Engage the cruise control just because. Oh, another thing too about this vehicle, I realized it doesn't have all the safety features until you get to the Prestige version. They slowly trickle on different safety features. So I'm talking about like adaptive cruise control, I'm talking about lane keep assist. They add 1 or 2 of those features to each trim level increase. So I believe this version will have just your basic city safe braking system, but other than that it doesn't have anything else. It doesn't have the highway speed braking, it doesn't have lane keep assist, it doesn't have blind spot monitoring, it doesn't have the rear backup sensing radar either. You won't find that until you hit the Prestige level. So, and you're talking tens of thousands higher from this level. So this model starts around the $35,000 price point. So just something else to be aware of. Not that I'm bashing it, I'm just letting you guys know. So as far as driving around, I tried to show you kind of the experience of it. Definitely the comfort level is the main winner here. But definitely capable of getting to those highway speeds in a quick amount of time. So I appreciate you all taking a look at my video. Again, please subscribe. It'll be a huge help to the channel. Let me know if you have any questions about this, about what I thought, what I observed. Again, my channel is primarily around helping you observe and see what things are like with driving a car, and interacting with the car. So let me know if you have any of those types of questions, and I'll try to get back to those. Again, thank you. This is Paul with Auto Nucleus. God bless and drive safe, everyone.